Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we're going to be reviewing the Downfall of Pompeii with the CHIPPI rating.
Ooh, I got this game 2 years ago from my brother-in-law, Jesse. Not really knowing what to expect because we have very different tastes in games.
But considering it had a volcano, you knew he was up to no good.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I know what happened in Pompeii. This does not bode well. Let's get to it. Core game mechanics. I gave it an 8. I really like the, get everyone into Pompeii as quick as you can and then, get them all out again. It's like really nifty to, there's one board, people, but kind of two purposes to the game. It feels like, there's two goals.
Phases.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the relative rule is super neat. You have to wait for it, which I understand, but kind of sucks a little bit, but I really like the relative rule. Just pile all those people in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I rated it a 7.5, and I agree that the relative rule is probably my favorite mechanic with the game, where, you just place additional worker or people based on how many people are already in a building you're placing in. I just find that really satisfying and unique. And it kind of gives you a reason to save certain cards to kind of hope that, maybe your opponent will put one more person in there, and that way you can get 3 people, or add 3 additional people versus adding 2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just gives you that little bit of added strategy outside of just, laying a card down and adding a person.
Right.
Which I think is that's what the whole game is. It's a pretty simple mechanic where you just lay down a card with a certain number and color on it, and then add a person into Pompeii.
Yeah.
Based on that, and then eventually,
later,
like you said, lay other lava tiles down, and then try to escape with those where you place those people.
I did mark this down though because there is some take that in the game, which I'm not a huge fan of. But this one it's very mild. It's not really like vendetta-y, you just draw an omen card and it happens, but, sometimes it can get a little, well, you throw me in the volcano, I'm going to throw you in the volcano, or you put this lava tile on me, I'm a lava tile you next time, and that is a little stressful for me. I don't really like playing like that. I just want everybody to try as hard as they can and get out. But that's not how this hobby works.
I disagree. I think this game, I'm not a big fan of Take That typically either, but this game I don't think.
If you can do it playfully, I think it's good. But if you're going to hurt feelings.
It's a short enough game where I don't think it really matters that much. And as long as you're not intentionally going after the same person over and over and over and trying to cut them off and throw all of their people into the lava, like, not jokingly. Mm-hmm. If you're just doing it on purpose, then yes, it'd probably not be as fun. But I think, like you would probably say, that one of the funnest parts about the game is throwing people into the lava, so I think you probably like it when you get those omen cards, or you lay a tile and throw 3 people in.
I like the omen cards. I don't really necessarily like the lava tile piece, but that one is just a little bit more directly, whatever. But I think it's safe to say we've played this game over the last 2 years, 3 years, well, not 2 years, like 10 times or more.
Right, yeah. Our history with the game is definitely, we've got enough plays in it to really probably have kind of solidified opinions on what we think of the game, and I plan on continuing to play it after all those plays already.
Yeah. Good feel for it. I rarely win, so, but...
But when you do win,
it's
something.
Epic. It's something. I'm dancing around that volcano.
There you go. Well, for investment, I rated it an 8.5, so, like investment of time and setup, it might be a little high, probably, just because...
Putsy.
Yeah, the setup of the cards is putsy, but, like, the teardown of everything is extremely fast. You just throw it all back in the box, pretty much. But, definitely probably the putziest part about the whole game is setting up that original Pompeii deck, just because there's nothing about it that's just easy to remember if you're not playing the game over and over and over.
It's like, take this many cards, steal them, and then pick, 4 piles out of the 6 piles you do, and then put in these 7 cards, and then stack this deck on top of this, and then you gotta shuffle these cards in, so it's like, it's terribly putsy, but the rest of it's easy. I mean, it's just a board, a volcano, and dump your people out.
And once you've played it a bunch, I think it makes sense the way the deck is set up, but it's just, like, actually remembering the exact amounts and numbers are just, it's not a simple thing. But other than that, I think, I don't know, it seems like the gameplay itself gets better and better as you're playing through it.
It just gets more and more. It's just like it builds, because you're like, I gotta get all these people in, and then the lava starts to flow, and you're like, get out, and then you're just racing against your. I'm like constantly passing the bag, because I'm like, we gotta keep going, because I need to find out how I'm getting out of here. Like, I cannot wait.
Right. Yeah. It never feels like the game. It's not like, oh, this is 5 minutes too long or 10 minutes too long.
Yeah.
It's definitely the right amount of time every time I play it. And I think the play time is about perfect for what the game is, what you're doing.
Yep, you definitely don't spend too long, I don't think. I gave it a 7. I dislike the card setup. I like playing it often, but if I get thrown into the volcano too many times, and I just don't really compete well, it's just kind of it's a killer game for my soul, because I just want to do so badly, and so many.
You want to do so badly?
I want to do good so badly, and my people just die, and then I feel bad for them. So I just brought it down. It is fun, but it is the same game every time, and I like bringing it in when we want to get something that's kind of more high energy, fast paced.
That's true.
Thrilling.
Yeah, the replayability on it is not different from game to game. You're probably right on that. Yeah. I'd probably say I probably rated it slightly high, but I think overall it's pretty
still a good
close
game.
to my thoughts.
One I'm very glad we have in our arsenal. Presentation.
I think this is another one I might overrate it.
I'm gonna be real with you. This is a rough game. Like, from the artwork to the board to the
I have a feeling our
cards
scores are slightly different.
to the things that are your people. Like, and I believe this is an older game.
I'm not sure what the year is.
So I mean,
thought when I looked at it, it was a little newer than I thought.
Okay. Well, regardless, it's like the art is. I'm sorry to the artist, but it's just not good. It's not what I've come to expect from board games. So that's kind of a letdown. I think the cards are okay. Like the art on the cards is okay. On the city map, it can get a little like, I don't know if it's the colors or what, but it's a little messy. I think it kind of makes it weird to look at. But the biggest pet peeve with this game is the people. Like, you could have done meeples or something, and instead I've got these weird hexagons that I'm going to have to move in and out of Pompeii, and I keep telling everyone, I'm like, just get me a set of 4 sets of 30 meeples.
It's going to get too real. It's going to feel like we're tossing actual people in the fire.
I was like, that, and then that'll just, whoop, right there. That game will be so much better, but yeah, I'm just not overall impressed with the...
What did you rate it?
A 6. Or no, a 7.
I rated it an 8. And I might have overrated again. I don't think the artwork's that bad. But
on the front
like
of the
you
box,
said, I like
yes,
the cards the best, and
good.
the artwork on the cards.
The board is decent, but a little messy. Those gates are kind of hard to see.
I didn't
even know that one in the corner was an option until like the 6th time playing it. I was like, oh, there's a gate there.
The gates are a little hard to see, but I think what might have skewed this for me slightly is the volcano.
Yes.
And the only game we have that has something like that sticking out of the board, so...
It just doesn't match anything with the game.
But yeah, it doesn't match the artwork.
But it's amazing. I love that you actually get to physically throw someone into a volcano.
Yeah, so that's why I rated that. It's probably an unfair score for the game. It probably would have been closer to 7 without the volcano.
Yeah.
But... yeah, I guess my preference...
Oh no, this was a 6. This was a 6.
It was a 6 for you?
The volcano didn't save it, even though if you watch a video in the future, you might hear about the volcano and what I think of it.
Spoilers. I think my preference for the game, I have it rated at 7.5.
I'm close. I did 7.
Yeah, I think that kind of is around my range of games that I'd maybe play like once a month or once every other month. That's kind of where I think that range is. It's not like one of the games that I'm like, oh, this is going to make my top games of all time, where I would want to play it every day or close to every day even.
Yeah, and I like to reserve it for when we have, I don't know, I go back and forth, because it's not my favorite at 2-player. I mean, it's good, but, you know,
I think it plays better at 3 or 4.
Yeah, I like 3 or 4, but that that piece is kind of like what keeps me from bringing it out too much, depending on who's at the table.
Wow. Seems like I might be pointed at someone.
No, I mean, it's just, it can get really competitive, and I'm not about
That might be just you.
No, I know some people.
Me?
No, I mean, you are a little savage, but you're not, like, mean savage.
It's good to know that.
But yeah, no, I like taking it out, and like I said, like we kind of already were saying, it's a thrilling game, so it's nice to bring out when, you know, you want a little change, something to kind of like boost you, because it's fast paced and there's kind of a climax to it.
Yeah. Then I think finally, what'd you give it as an it factor?
I gave it a 7, just because I think overall, were you high or lower?
I gave it a 9. The it factor. Because once again, the volcano. So it probably really, that volcano and what you do in the game probably really skewed it. Because, yeah, the game itself, I mean, it's a simpler game.
Yeah.
But, so, typically that probably wouldn't always rate as high as my overall is here, but
I thought he was like,
I don't know, the volcano and throwing people in, and it's just so enjoyable, and we don't have any other game that is like that. And you have that, take that, but it's not, I don't feel like it's that.
Well, and if you can have fun with it, like, go watch our playthrough video and you'll see all of us having fun with it. You know, kind of naming our people and just kind of making fun of when they get thrown in the volcano. No people were actually harmed in the making of that video or while playing the board game, but yeah, you'll see that it can be fun as long as you go about it, you know, the right way. It's not terrible.
I think maybe you must have had some bad experiences with this, because I feel like you're really playing that this is a very, very take-that-y game.
Well, it's not until you lay a tile in front of the gate that blocks 4 of my people from escaping, and then I lose the game because I have the most people in the volcano via tiebreaker, and even though I had the most people in the stupid town when Vesuvius erupts, you still get the same amount out as me. It's sheer dumb luck, and I was like,
oh, it is all skill.
You're right, it's not super take-daddy. It's kind of like, you have a choice not to lay it there, but do you really want to not, you know, block me off? Because obviously I could and would win if I could manage to get it out. So you don't really have a lot of choice, and like I said, as long as you're not doing it, you know, to be mean. I don't know.
Okay. Well, for overall score, I gave it an 8.1.
I gave it a 7.3.
I would never have guessed
that
I would have a higher score than you.
Look, I love that volcano, but it does not save the entire game.
Especially by that much. But
you
yeah,
said
like I
you
said,
a little high
on some of them, so I'd have probably still been like a 7.7 or 7.6. But
it's a great game.
Yeah.
And I really do like it. So.
Yeah, I really like the game. I liked it more than I thought I would originally, so that's part of it too, I think. I think it just grows on me with more plays.
Yeah, more near wins. Or wins.
Right. But
yeah, so this is our Chippy review. A 8.1 and a 7.3. Go check out our channel for the playthrough, rules, overview, and that's it.
Yep.
Keep on nibbling.